Hello, ladies and gentlemen. The following clip that you're about to see is from my appearance on the Way Remnant show. Inside of that presentation, I dropped some pearls or some golden nuggets about some of our findings from the Hebrew Matthew from Cochin, India. I am going to present that to you now. I hope you enjoy. So the final bombshell to drop. We're going to go to Matthew 24. We're going to talk about the false prophet, and we're going to look in the Cochin. That's pretty exciting.
Yeah.
All right, so 24:24. Let me read you the scriptures one, so you can get familiar with it. In the English, it says, "For false Messiah and the false prophet shall arise, and they shall show great signs and wonders, so as to lead astray or deceive, if possible, even the chosen ones or the elect." Now, let me read to you, and notice what I don't say when I read the Cochin chapter 24, verse 24. There will be established at that time a lying Messiah and a deceiving prophet, and he will give great signs that will mislead also the select.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa.
What did I not say?
Oh my goodness. So
Notice what I didn't say.
It's a lot.
I didn't say if possible. That is a big deal. If possible is not there.
Wow. I'm seeing so many things in this, brother. Oh my goodness. There will be established at that time a lying Messiah and a deceiving prophet. That lines up with what John saw in the book of Revelation.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Absolutely.
And he will give great signs that will mislead also the selected. Wow.
Yeah, there's no wiggle room here. I'm wondering, looking at that verse and seeing what ours is doing. And also, this is not the only place that we've compared stuff. We compare to all kinds of manuscripts. You can see it on our work. We'll go to the Aramaic. We'll compare this to Aramaic. We have different Aramaics and stuff. And you know what? I see this in the Greek, and it says, if possible. And I wonder, did a Greek Roman Catholic scribe put that in because they wanted some kind of wiggle room? They wanted to put some doubt on maybe not us, not the chosen ones, not the select, not the elite, not the religious people.
Wow. And this, brother, this lines up with what more words that Yeshua said. He said that in the last days that people would go away from Torah, their love would grow cold. He says that they would kill you and think that they're doing a work of God.
Mm-hmm.
How are they going to get those marching directions unless they're listening to a lying Messiah and a deceiving prophet? Mm-hmm. Wow. Oh my goodness, brother.
So let that be a warning. It says that the elite, the select, the religious, they will be deceived. It's not an if possible. And so we have to guard ourselves for that. And, what do you use when you're measuring, whether a Messiah is really a Messiah, right? You use the Torah. And that is one of the
Deuteronomy 13, brother.
Yeah. Well, I want to plug a book real quick before we wrap up my presentation. So there's a book called The 50 Jewish Messiahs by, I think it's Ray Rainbow. But he basically takes and he brings up all the Jewish messiahs that people think are messiahs after Yeshua. So he doesn't address Yeshua. He just picks up after Yeshua. And he writes historically about them and why people thought that they were Messiah. Oh, maybe this one guy performed a miracle once. And this guy, he did something crazy once. And this guy, people just believe he's the Messiah. But one of the things that you see when you read this
Yeah.
is you see that these people, they might fulfill one prophecy, or they might not even fulfill any of the prophecies.
Yeah.
And then you get a sense that, wow, okay, all these people are being deceived by these fake messiahs. They have a similar theme. All of these messiahs have a similar theme. And the theme is that they change God's Torah.
Wow.
They say, well, this is done away with, or adultery is done away with, and we should wife swap or whatever. Or
Yeah.
they say the Sabbath is not really that binding, or you can eat pork. They modify God's law. That is
Listen,
the theme over and over.
that's what Marcion did. That's exactly what Marcion was just like. Yeah, we have this great liberty in Christ. I am so free in Christ. Come sleep with my wife. That's what he said.
Wow.
He was such a heretic, and he's like, yeah, and that's what brought people into all that kind of mess. Yeah. I'm sorry, that was maybe that was Nicholas, but anyway, but I did a teaching on who the Nicolaitans were, and how that influenced Marcion, how that tons of stuff. Guys, listen, that's a great subject to get into. Irenaeus talks about the whole reason that Paul's writing this book of Galatians is to countervene the disciples of Cerinthus. We don't ever get into any of that stuff, and teaching heresy, Gnosticism mixed with the Hebrew scriptures and checklist and his, all this mess. And oh my gosh, this is so good tonight.
Yeah,
brother, this is amazing.
Well, thank you. Yeah, this is what happens when you don't have Torah. You don't have a measuring stick, so you're open for all these heretics and all these crazy people.
Wow.
And yeah, I think people need to check out that book, 50 Jewish Messiahs. Also, another theme that is kind of in there is after they get duped, so, these messiahs, they get killed, they run off with people's money, stuff like that. And these people realize, okay, well, he's not the Messiah. Then maybe Yeshua of Nazareth is the Messiah. And a lot of people do become Messianics after they've been fooled, and that's a good thing. But our measuring stick is the Torah, and we should know and expect that the lying Messiah and the false prophet are going to do those things. They will violate God's law. They would teach others to do that because they're evil.
Yeah.
And so that's why we need to know the law.
And it goes in with what Daniel says in the last days, that the times will be changed, the seasons. It doesn't say seasons. Everybody thinks, oh, they're going to mix up spring and summer. Look at all the weather manipulation. No, it's talking about Moedim. It's talking about his feast days. Yep, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Yeah.
Wow, beautiful.